Stop dragging your feet. Come on. If I said this to you, would you know what I was talking about? Well, never fear. In today's lesson, you are going to learn 10 common everyday English phrases that I use, and you can too. Hey guys, I'm Alvina, and I know learning English can be tough, but not here. On English Podcast 2.0, I'll teach you in a clear, fun, and stress-free way. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to improve, this channel is for you. Subscribe and let's learn together. All of today's important everyday phrases are about chores. Do you know what chores are? Chores are the activities that you do usually to make your house a clean and tidy place. These are necessary, but not always fun, right? But it's a necessary part of life. So we're going to talk about 10 of those today and 2 bonus phrases. Usually, I don't add bonus phrases to these lessons, but today you have 2 bonus phrases. All right, let's get started. The first phrase that I use every day is this to make the bed. After I wake up, I try really hard to make the bed. Do you make the bed? I think this is a typical thing that parents tell their children. Don't forget to make your bed. At least that's how it is culturally in the US. I don't always make my bed, but let me tell you, when I make my bed, my bedroom feels clean. It feels ready to go on to the next step, the rest of my day. Let me know in the comments if you make your bed every day. The second phrase I use every day is to get dressed. Every day, I choose what I wear and then I get dressed. This usually depends on the weather, what activities I'm doing that day, and what I have clean. If there is a pile of dirty laundry, well, I don't have many choices for what I'm going to wear, so I need to get dressed with the clothes that I have available. Phrase number 3 is to pack a lunch. Every morning, my husband packs my son his lunch. Is this something that's common in your country? In the US at school, there are 2 options. You can eat the school lunch, the lunch that the school provides, or you can bring your own lunch. And if you bring your own lunch, you first need to pack your lunch. This is similar to the phrase to pack a suitcase. When you go on a trip, what do? You need to pack a suitcase. Well, same for a lunch. You need to pack a lunch if you're not going to get the lunch that the school provides. And this is pretty common in the US, that a lot of kids will pack a lunch and bring it to school to eat. You might even do this at the office. In fact, a lot of people do this at the office. It's expensive to go out to eat every day for lunch, so maybe you don't even have enough time to do that. So a lot of people who are going into work will pack a lunch so that they can eat it during their lunch break. Phrase number 4 is to throw clothes in the washer. Now, are we really throwing clothes like a baseball? Not really. This verb just implies that we're doing it quickly without much thought. So clothes washing is my job. It is my job to wash the clothes in our house, and it is my husband's job to do the dishes. We'll talk about that later. This is a pretty good split because they are both big tasks that need done all the time. So when it is time for the clothes to get washed, what do? I put everything in the laundry basket and I throw the clothes in the washer. Just a little note, you can say washing machine. I'm going to throw them in the washing machine. This is absolutely acceptable, and we just have 2 options, the washer or the washing machine. Phrase number 5 that I use every day, and it might apply to your country or it might not. It is to move clothes to the dryer. A lot of countries don't use a dryer. Instead, you hang up your clothes. But in the US, it is most common to have a dryer. So this is one of the tasks of doing laundry. You need to throw the clothes in the washer. And then when the washer is done, you need to move the clothes to the dryer. Unfortunately, this is something that I often forget. So overnight, the clothes are sitting wet in the washer. And when I go to bed and I'm laying in bed, I sometimes remember I forgot to move the clothes to the dryer, and I scurry out of bed and put the clothes in the dryer because they might get moldy or stinky. It's just not good for the clothes, right? You need to dry them quickly after you wash them. And after you have washed the clothes, dried the clothes, now it's time to fold and put away the clothes. I want you to notice the pronunciation of this word that I have said a lot over the last few minutes. Clothes, clothes. Do you hear clothes? Nope. In American English, when we're speaking quickly, that TH is really cut out completely. It sounds exactly like close the door. close the door. I'm putting on my clothes. Exact same pronunciation when we're speaking quickly in American English. I think this is good news, right? Because close with the et is really hard to say. So in this instance, you have an easy pronunciation that is actually accurate. It's how we pronounce it. So back to our phrase, after you dry the clothes, you need to fold them and put them away in the closet, in a drawer, somewhere where they go. You need to fold them and put them away. The seventh vocabulary phrase that I use every day, and you can too, is to tidy up. This is a lovely phrasal verb that is something you probably should do a little bit every day. We could say at the end of the day, my whole family helps to tidy up the house. There are probably books on the couch, food on the table. I don't know what else my kids leave laying around, blankets, stuffed animals, toys, backpacks. We all help together to tidy up the house. This is not washing and scrubbing and actually making something clean. Instead, this is getting all the items away where they belong. You're putting things back in the place where they go. You are tidying up the house. And in my opinion, this is something important to do as a whole family. It's not just the adult's job to tidy up the house. It's a good habit. Teach your kids to tidy up at the end of the day. It's not always fun. It usually takes double or triple the length of time, but it's an important skill to learn. The next two phrases have to do with a job that is not mine. Thank goodness. The first one is to do the dishes. Notice that we use the verb do with dishes, do the dishes. Every night at the end of the night, Dan does the dishes, and I'm so grateful. And he is grateful when I do the laundry. So here we're going to talk about washing the dishes, which you can also say, but usually we just use this general verb to do the dishes. It encompasses scraping the food off the plates, rinsing the dishes, making sure that they're acceptable. Maybe you even do the next phrase if you're lucky. Phrase number 9 is to load the dishwasher. I know that not everyone has a dishwasher. Some countries have one and they just don't even use it. Culturally, it's not a thing. But in the US, it is extremely common to have a dishwasher. So when you are using your dishwasher, you would say, I am loading the dishes into the dishwasher, or I need to load the dishwasher. This is something that happens at the end of the day for us. While I'm giving my kids a bath, Dan is doing the dishes and loading the dishwasher. That way, after the kids have gone to bed, all of our chores are done. Such a wonderful feeling. Our final 10th phrase before we talk about our 2 bonus phrases is not a specific chore. It's something that unfortunately happens often. Doing chores is not really the most fun activity, right? So you might drag your feet. This means not literally dragging your feet. Instead, this means that you're just delaying and delaying. You're procrastinating doing chores. I do this all the time. You probably do this all the time too. Isn't it amazing that when you have a chore that has to be done, all of a sudden, other things look so much more exciting? Oh, I could be doing all these things instead of this chore I don't want to do. So don't drag your feet. Just do that chore, get it done, and you'll feel so much better. Are you ready for our 2 bonus phrases? I love these. The first bonus phrase that I use every day in my life, and you can too, is to pitch in. We often use this verb pitch when talking about baseball. There's a pitcher who throws the ball or he pitches the ball, and it's kind of a similar idea. If you pitch in, you are participating, and the pitcher in baseball is throwing the ball and it begins the game. All right? So in this expression with this expression, you can use this in daily life by saying something like this. When everyone pitches in, it just is so much easier to get chores done. Or I try to encourage my children to pitch in every day to tidy up the house. It's necessary. It's something that has to be done. So if everyone pitches in, it's easier. And the second bonus phrase is kind of similar. It is to pull your own weight. My weight, pulling my weight. What do you think this means? Take a look at this sample sentence, and I want you to guess what you think it means. Everyone in this family needs to pull their own weight. This is a phrase I might say if my kids complain about doing chores. Mom, I don't want to do this. No, we're playing. Oh, I don't want to do that. Nope. I could say everyone in this family needs to pull their own weight. And this simply means you're doing your share of the responsibilities, your fair share. This is probably not divided equally because children can't do an equal amount that adults do, but you are doing your fair share. You need to pull your weight. So this kind of means according to your abilities, your weight. It's not your physical weight, but your capabilities. My children are capable of tidying up their toys. They're capable of putting the dishes in the dishwasher, loading the dishwasher. They're capable of putting their clothes in the laundry basket. They're capable of some chores, so they should pull their own weight. Now you can also use this if someone is not pulling their own weight. So let's imagine that in your relationship, the person that you are living with is not doing the same amount of chores as you, and you think something is not working here. You could approach them and say, "Hey, I really feel like you're not pulling your own weight. I am feeling stressed. I have too many responsibilities. Can you work with me to figure out how you can pull your own weight so that I can feel more relieved?" Well, great. What a wonderful conversation. Hopefully, they will be open to that and able to relieve you of some chores so that you can all contribute fairly to all of the chores. Well, great work. You just learned 10 important phrases that I use every day about chores, plus 2 bonus phrases, fun ones. And I want you to be able to use these in daily life. So in the comments, tell me, does everyone in your house pitch in and do chores together? Or do they all pitch in and at least do some chores? And if not, maybe it's time to rework some things so that everyone is pulling their own weight. Well, thank you so much for learning English with me, and I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye. But wait, do you want more? I recommend watching this video next, where you will learn some important everyday phrases for the end of the day, including, "I just love to kick back." What does that mean? Am I a soccer player who likes to kick? Nope. Well, you can watch that video and find out what it means, and I'll see you there.